What happened to that pot of gold not too long ago? If you put cash into the real estate market, it was pretty easy money. But Thursday, the government reported new home sales are in a free fall and that prices of homes nationwide are plunging. This week, CNBC's Jim Cramer said on this program, if you put your money in real estate right now, you're crazy.
Eventually what will happen is prices will break. They will come down, and people will come in from the sidelines. There is housing creation in this country. People do get married. People do need homes. But it's all on hold right now. Next year at this time, Federal Reserve will have rates much lower. We will be in great shape.
So bottom line, for now, housing sales will continue to drop,
right.
Correct?
That's Don't you dare buy now. Don't you dare buy a home now. You will lose money.
Well, we got a lot of fiery responses, so we invited Jim Cramer back along with Charles McMillan, a realtor with 20 years experience and the 2008 president-elect of the National Association of Realtors. Gentlemen, good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning, Matt.
Jim. You're glib.
Yeah, and accurate.
Did your BlackBerry just explode after you said that?
Back to school night last night. Guy
Yeah?
slips me a note. Seemed to be a little Mr. Cramer. If you ever tell the world not to buy a house again for the next 12 months, I am personally going to choke you until you get it.
All right, it's the last part. It's the last part that got you in trouble. Don't you dare buy a home right now. The overwhelming majority of the responses we got through email said that you're ignoring the fact that real estate is regional and that there are some places where it is a good time to buy. How do you respond?
Seattle and 10005 are the only two, maybe Montgomery County in Maryland. 3. That's it. Then there's another 49 states.
All right, Charles, there was a lot of frustration with people inside the real estate industry when Jim made these comments here on this show on Wednesday. What's your major beef?
Matt, major beef is more than 3 markets. At least 3/4 of the real estate markets in the entire United States have shown a slight increase. When we talk about whether or not it's a good time to buy, we make that specific to an individual, and we ask them to talk to their local real estate professional because real estate is local. About like asking how's the weather. You have to be more specific about that, and there are many more places where if a purchaser, a consumer is in the market to purchase a home, it is a wonderful time and it's a wonderful idea.
So give me an example. Where would you suggest people right now, Charles, go out and buy a home?
Well, I would suggest that someone who needs a home, there certainly are some areas that are extremely...
Give me a couple.
The economic conditions are extreme. Indiana, Michigan, Ohio are some of those areas. But even in those areas as well, there are bargains to be had. And, you know, Mr. Cramer knows an awful lot about stocks, but real estate, while it's an investment alternative, home ownership is a primary reason that people purchase homes.
Go ahead, Jim.
And there are other tangible benefits other than an investment.
I may know a lot about stocks, and that comes from speaking with the major home builders, all of whom agree with me. Most who thought I was too optimistic about the idea it would turn next year. Indiana is frankly one of the worst markets in America. Michigan is horrible by the admission of Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, the 2 government-sponsored entities who do mortgages. Right after I gave my comments, KB Homes, huge home builder, said just the markets that he's talking about are awful and prices coming down.
So in your opinion, Jim, is the response you're hearing right now based on any sound economic principles, or is it based on the emotion of the people who heard what you said and think, there goes my business?
Charles has to sell real estate, and I have to try to save or make people money. I can't save or make people money by telling them to buy real estate.
Charles?
I can respond by saying I was a keynote at the Indiana Association of Realtors just yesterday. And those individuals, while they recognize that there are issues, they're very optimistic about things turning around, about new mortgage opportunities, the opportunities with FHA and federal initiatives that will help us with the subprime scenario. We talk about making money. There was a Harvard study that shows given a 5% annual appreciation, assuming a 5% annual appreciation, and a homeowner putting 10% down, in 3 years, 94% return they would get, the average homeowner would get on their investment. Not to mention the tangible benefit of sheltering the ones that are most precious to them in this life.
All right, Jim, I'm going to give you the last word in defending
his organization,
yourself here.
Okay, his organization put out a note which said that our sense is that home sales may have reached a low in August. except for that press release came out a year ago. These guys have been consistently positive in the worst market I've seen. If these were stocks, it's April of 2000, I'd be putting you in at the high. I refuse to do that. I will not hurt people.
Jim Cramer and Charles McMillan. Guys, thanks very much.
But homes are not stocks, Matt.
To
Thank you very
be
much for having
continued.
us.
I think we can safely say that. Guys, thanks very much.